Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Well, happy Pi Day, everybody, or I guess happy Thursday for those that aren't enthusiastic about math. But welcome to another edition of Primetime Local News. Connor Chan and Elise Darwish, as always, lots coming up, including our question of the day with that whole U.S. college scandal going on. It's a big issue. You know, we asked you, should they serve time in jail? And a majority of them are saying yes, they should, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. We do run the story today, and they are saying if not jail time, definitely some sort of like maybe a payment or a disciplinary kind of thing that kind of goes into effect. So it's an interesting topic for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss this and more coming up later on in the show, but right now let's send over to Brett Holden down at 4th Meridian.
Well, we're here at the Cat Brewery tonight, and we're joined by a couple friends here. We have some cats at our feet here at 4th Meridians. They have partnered with the SPCA to have a cat brewery here, so a bunch of cats are here. I got in trouble for taking one a little bit. Everybody wants to see the cats here, so come on down. It is admission by donation, and it is going on from 5 till 9 o'clock, so come on down. In this hour, we'll be talking to Becca a little bit more on this event, as well as a little bit more on some events coming up as well. So that'll be coming up. For now, let's head back in the studio.
A local business owner is giving back to bus drivers. When Lloydminster was in the middle of a long cold snap last month, Shepherd Gow's bus driver dropped the kids off in front of their school instead of at the bus stop over a block away, which impressed his mother, Dane.
That is going beyond what they need to do. It's all about safety. I talked to Pat Bucknell down at LPSD today, and she said that they definitely can do that if they have the time. And because we had a 40-day minus 30 stretch, they did it often. And he wasn't the only bus driver that did it.
Gow owns McDonald's restaurants in Lloydminster and Cold Lake and wanted to show her gratitude by giving bus drivers a 20% coffee discount card.
We're big fans of giving back to the community, and I know Pat Bucknell, sometimes she gets a lot of, concerns and a lot of downer phone calls, but and she really appreciated that we could do this for our bus drivers.
The cards are accepted at any McDonald's in Lloydminster and Cold Lake, and Gow hopes to make the bus driver discount cards a yearly discount from September to June. And today is Pi Day, and the students at Winston Churchill School celebrated by pieing their teachers. The school partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters for other events, but wanted to be able to help out more. One way they could do that was with this event today.
Every year we try to do fundraising. We do a number of larger organizations like Jump Rope for Heart, but we also really try to have something local. And so we've partnered with the Big Brothers and Sisters for other years, and we did again this year.
As it was a low cost to pie the teachers, students did all they could to raise the money.
At $1 a pie, that was very easy for them. We had tons of quarters, nickels, dimes. They cleaned out piggy banks. They cleaned out change drawers, and they came in.
In total, the school raised $1,208. And Lakeland College is holding a new art workshop. Paint and play with texture and collage is the theme, and the class is being taught by local artist Brandy Hoofer, which makes this workshop different from other classes.
Brandy is a fine arts instructor and artist that has shown work across North America and in Europe, and we're really fortunate to have that talent here. And so just the instruction and the technique and expertise that she brings to the class makes them all really exciting.
Smith says that since the class will be different from other classes, that there isn't much expectation before entering.
But in talking to students from other classes, they're just amazed at how many different pieces they get to work on, where Brandy's artistic talents take them on their journey as an artist. So there isn't really an expectation, I don't think, when you go into the class.
The class is taking place Monday evening starting March 18th to April 9th. And to register, visit lakelandcollege.ca/fine-arts. And now we're going to go to Brett Holden, who is live on location tonight.
We're back here at 4th Meridian for the Cat Brewery, and once again, Becca joins us. So let's talk about how everything's gone so far.
Really good. We're packed in here right now, and we got pizza out on the table. People seem to enjoy that, so that's a good boost for everyone coming in too. So it's fun, it's loud, and now the cats are enjoying themselves.
Well, I was going to say the cats are kind of tough to kind of navigate through here and find, but we managed to find at least one for the last one. But let's talk about now what everything this kind of goes towards for you guys.
Yeah, so like I've said before, it goes right back into the shelter, but as we've touched just recently on our sick and injured animal fund, so it goes directly, it can go to that, just even operations, things like that, spay, neutering, everything that's quite important for us, for the animals to go to their new home. So it goes right back into the shelter.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about just more on some future events for the SPCA now.
Yeah, our most recent one coming up here soon is going to be our egg extravaganza. So that's where we hide the eggs around the perimeter of our property, and people can bring their dogs from home and go sniff out some treats, and then they can win some prizes. So that's another fun one that we have coming up here right away.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for joining us, Becca.
Absolutely.
We'll have a little bit more coming up from here at 4th Meridian at the Cat Brewery. But for now, let's head back into the studio where Connor has a look at your weather.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. Take a look at your temperature right now. -1 degrees outside, so it got a little bit cooler. There is a bit of sunshine and a bit of clouds as well with that wind, though. It makes it feel more like -6 as we are getting winds from the west, southwest, closer to 20 kilometers an hour. Some records for this time of year. Our warmest day on record is 10 degrees back in 2015, and -25 was our coldest day back in 1997. As we take a look at our satellite radar map, we are expecting a bit of cloud coverage coming in over from today into tomorrow, as we are going to get some cloud coverage over the weekend, and then of course the rest of the week we should be having very clear skies. Of course, we are expecting a bit of snow, a 43% chance of some flurries, and some very light flurries, I should emphasize, so we're not all in a panic mode as snow is becoming after all the nice days that we've had. No watches or warnings for the area, as you can see here, so no watches or warnings, and no major snowfall or wind or cold warnings as we're so used to seeing. Take a look at some other current temperatures. 2 degrees out in Edmonton, 4 in Cold Lake, 3 in Athabasca, 6 out in Whitecourt, 4 in Edson, as well as in Jasper, 1 in Rocky Mountain House, and -2 in Red Deer out east, 0s in Melfort and Saskatoon, 2 degrees in Prince Albert and North Battleford, and 3 degrees out in Meadow Lake as well. As you go a little more in depth to our regional temperatures right now, -11 overnight for North Battleford with some cloudy skies. Tomorrow they're going to be mostly cloudy with a few peaks of sun at 0 degrees as the daytime high. They're going to get a few flurries as well. Take a look at Cold Lake, overnight cloudy and a bit of flurries overnight, and it should warm up to the daytime high of 4 degrees with mostly sunny skies and a bit of cloud coverage. Excuse me, -8 overnight for us here in Lloydminster with cloudy skies. And then, of course, 1 degree is going to be our daytime high tomorrow with that wind, though. Still making it feel a little bit colder than it is right now, so it might feel more like -5 with that wind chill. A bit of sunshine and that 43% chance of flurries. As we see on the graph here, 1 degree on Saturday, though, with sunshine, and then 2 degrees on Sunday with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sun. It's still going to be a great weekend nonetheless, but we'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
There's lots going on here in the border city, and Heather Klages has the details on what's happening.
This weekend, the Yellow Brick Road leads right to the Vic Juba Community Theatre here in Lloydminster, where you've got a chance to see The Wizard of Oz, the Young Performers Edition, and this is being presented by Lakeland College of Performing Arts. It's your opportunity to see some really talented students, some really talented youngsters from right here in the area, and revisit the story of Dorothy as she's off to see the wizard. You can be off to see the wizard as well. Get your tickets now by stopping by the Vic Juba Community Theatre box office. You can also go online, vicjubatheatre.ca. It's fun for the entire family this weekend at the Lloydminster Family Expo. You can show off your creativity at the art wall. The kids can spend the day playing in the bounce houses and playing in the games room. Plus, there's a chance for you to visit the trade show, and there's going to be some great entertainment on the main stage. The Joe Show will be there, so will the Ernestine Hatpin Show, and I really hope you can join me as well for story time with myself, Heather Klages. It's the Lloydminster Family Expo at the Lloyd X Grounds, Saturday morning starting starting at 9 and Sunday mornings starting at 10. Jan Arden has a new TV show that's set to premiere later on this month called Jan. So in honor, we want you to win a copy of Jan Arden's latest album, These Are the Days. If you want a copy, it's really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Sunday, but you can celebrate early. Saturday night, the Border City Rotary Club hosts their annual Irish Pub Night featuring music from the Prairie Dogs. If you want to get your tickets, just stop by Spiro's. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.
And now we'll take a look at your stock market prices for today.
We restore more than just property. We restore hope. When disaster strikes, call the one that can make it right. First General Services, your property restoration experts.
Welcome back. Well, understanding the markets to make sound pricing decisions is a challenge even for those in the profession. And this week's Ag Report, Gerard Lampau meets an advisor who looks to the future over the options.
On the soybean side, China is actually still buying soybeans.
I still am a believer that we could actually see some higher prices in springtime for canola, but there are, again, technical levels to watch for canola, whether it keeps going lower, to look at actually protecting.
Adam Picalo says while soybeans is a big concern, he's hopeful for higher canola prices. As a commodity futures advisor, his role kicks in especially when farmers get emotional about failed pricing decisions.
You always have to look to the future. So you learn from the past and what you're doing right now, and you look to the future. So I'm always forward-looking for clients and really that positive person for them to develop that plan. Because once you start to have a plan in place, then that makes your emotions really kind of withdraw them from that.
His marketing tools include using futures and options.
There's a variety of strategies that you can use to actually look at protecting from the markets going down, and you can do that for anywhere up to, let's say, 12 months in advance, actually. So there's strategies for producers, whether they've never used them before and they want to ease into them, all the way up until producers that maybe have used them for a decade.
A commodity futures advisor can assist, as well as the elevator where you sell your grain. In that case, the strategy could be tied to the contract that you sign. A producer can do this for themselves, but a futures advisor is better placed to see all of the possible market options. There's also the link between the dollar and canola prices.
Typically, if the Canadian dollar moves 1 cent higher, canola would move down $5 to $7 and vice versa.
That general rule of thumb is the backdrop against other current events that are influencing the markets. Picalo still prefers futures over options.
Futures, again, are the cleaner way to do it. However, there are, again, risks associated with it that everybody should be aware of.
Gerard Lampau, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Center. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Center with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
And that's your Ag News. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, the Lloydminster Barons basketball teams are off to Yorkton for their first Saskatchewan regional playoffs. The men's team has won 7 tournaments this season and are hoping to cap their run with another gold medal. Josh Ryan has more.
Early tests against top Alberta schools in the first few weeks of the basketball season helped the Lloyd Comp Barons to find an identity, one that's propelled them to several months of winning.
First two tournaments, we were still trying to find our team identity, and came up against a couple of good teams out of Edmonton. St. Albert was one of them, and yeah, they kind of showed the boys a little bit about how basketball should be played early on. I think it's kind of the culmination of the last 3 years that we're just kind of reaching our peak right about now.
The Barons are led offensively by seniors Nikita Akopchanov and Diaz Legron, but they credit their success to playing exceptional team defense for this level.
And any team I played or any team here in Lloyd, between us and Holy, we just execute.
We pride ourselves on our athleticism, like on defense, steals, rebounds, stuff like that.
I think we won one game 47-45, and we won another one 54-51 or something like that, right? You don't have that defense, you lose that game pretty easily, right, when you're not scoring. So that's a total team contribution.
So far in tournament play, they've faced a couple of the best teams in Saskatchewan.
We've had a couple of big tests, one against Regina Laboldus and Saskatoon Walter Murray. So yeah, I was happy with how the guys responded to a couple of those teams out of two of the bigger centers in Saskatchewan.
Getting the same chemistry on offense as they have on defense, as well as role players stepping up, can further bridge the gap from competition.
We've been having on and off games with ball movement and maybe shooting sometimes. You know, some guys are hot, some guys are cold.
There have been games where me and Nick have been close to fouling out. So, I mean, it's been a possibility, so yeah.
And playing a style that differs from the rest of the field could also lend another hand in winning.
I think we're bringing that with us a little bit, and you know, initially maybe caught a couple teams off guard, and it's been benefiting us with our move to Saskatchewan so far, yeah.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
And back in Alberta, the Holy Rosary Raiders women's team won their first game at the 3A Provincial Championship this morning before taking on the province's top seed W.R. Myers this afternoon. And we'll have more results tomorrow on Primetime Local News. And now we're going to go to Brett Holden, who is live on location today.
We're back here at 4th Meridian for the Cat Brewery, and we're joined once again by Helen Hoffman holding Shrek. So obviously there's a whole bunch of cats here and we're a little bit through. So what was kind of the expectations heading into tonight, and a little more expectations for the rest of the night?
Well, so far I think everything's really gone as expected. We were hoping for a good turnout, and we've got a good turnout, and we were hoping we'd have some fun, friendly kittens, and that's what we've got too. So far I think we've met expectations and maybe exceeded them.
No, I asked Brad what his favorite cat was, and now obviously Shrek is yours.
Yeah, he's seems to be the friendliest. He really likes treats, and he sure loves the kids too. So I've warmed up to him, but I don't think he's going to make it home with me tonight, but he's definitely my pick.
Absolutely. Well, we have some treats down here as well for Shrek, but now let's talk about you guys a little bit. Let's talk about some events for you too.
Yeah, we have, this is just one of many events that we try and put on throughout the year. This is obviously for the SPCA, but yeah, we try and do private events and fundraising events as often as we can. We really like to try and do things that bring our community together and provide, just something different for Lloydminster.
Absolutely. Now let's talk to a little bit about what's coming up for you guys as well. Not events-wise, but you were mentioning you guys are kind of not necessarily hitting road, but a little bit.
Yeah, we're planning to. So we've really done a lot of work to try and develop our 5 main beers. So we're working on kind of a branding and launch campaign to hopefully set out and get out through the rest of Alberta with our beer in the next month to month and a half. So we'll be rebranding and labeling and hitting the road and hopefully hitting all major cities throughout Alberta and everywhere in between, and getting the 4th Meridian name out there a bit more.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Helen. We'll have a little bit more coming up from here at 4th Meridian, but for now, let's head back in the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. Take a look at some current temperatures once again through our area. -1 currently right now for us here in Lloydminster. 1 degree in Vermilion. -1s out in Vegreville and Marwayne and St. Paul. Bonnyville also sitting at 1 degree, 4 degrees out in Lacklebush, 2 out in Edmonton, -1 also in Provost. Take a look at out east in Saskatchewan, Maidstone at -2. 2 degrees out in North Battleford, -2 degrees in St. Walburg, 3 out in Meadow Lake, 0 in Green Lake, and -1 out in Isle La Crosse. As we head a little bit more further weather out east, -1 in La Loche there, -1 in Buffalo Narrows, 0 out in La Ronge, -3 in Flin Flon, -6 in South End, -9 out in Stony Rapids and in Wollaston Lake, 0 out in Grand Prairie, 6 out in Slave Lake, Peace River sitting at 2, same as high level, Fort McMurray 3 degrees, and Fort Chipewyan sitting at -6, while Uranium City's at -8. Further down southern Alberta, 0 degrees, not 8 degrees, 0 out in Lethbridge, 0 also out in Medicine Hat, as well as Calgary, 1 degree in Banff, -2 out in Coronation, 0 degrees out in Swift Current, in Kindersley and in Regina and Yorkton, and 1 degree out in Moose Jaw and Estevan. As we take a look at some temperatures for tomorrow, 1 degree is going to be the daytime high for us. Now, we are expecting a 43% chance of some snow there. It's going to be starting mostly into the morning and not even close to 2 centimeters or barely even a centimeter. So 1's out in Lloydminster, Maidstone, Marwayne, St. Walbury area, 2 out down in Provost, in Macklin, 0 for North Battleford, 2 degrees out in Vermilion and Wainwright and Vegreville as well, 3 degrees out in Edmonton, 4 out in Lac La Biche, St. Paul sitting at 2 degrees, Bonnyville, 3 degrees, 4 in Cold Lake and Pierceland as well. Let's take a look at that snow accumulation map that we have right here. Now, of course, as we said, Friday, the majority of it might start. It's on the cusp there of Alberta there, but we may get a little bit of that snow, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, there's a less than 50% chance that we're going to get some flurries, but if we do, it's going to be mostly in the morning and afternoon. As if you're heading out to Edmonton or driving anywhere west, it's not going to be that bad of a drive. It should be clear with good road conditions as well. Take a look at your next 7 days. 1 degree on Saturday, -9 to start off in the morning, and then it's going to be all sunshine, no cloud coverage there. -9 on Sunday morning, and then gets nice up to 2 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sunshine. -4 to start off Monday morning at 3, and then gets to the daytime high at 3 degrees. Same temperature, same conditions as Sunday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's all sunshine, no cloud coverage there. -4 to start off Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and then they're both going to get to the daytime high of 4 degrees. That wind chill might make it feel a little bit cooler, but still great, gorgeous outside nonetheless. And then -2 on Thursday to start off the day, and then it gets up to a nice 6 degrees on Thursday. Is one of the warmest days that we've seen so far in the spring of 2019. But we'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Furniture supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Well, Shrek joins us once again. So, Shrek, how did the Cat Brewery go so far? Okay, he's a little more focused on some of the toys. Now, you'll be able to play for a little bit, but for you, you can come down to 4th Meridian here for the Cat Brewery as part of the SPCA as well. So minors are allowed as long as they are accompanied with an adult, as well as you can come in with donation. Okay, I'll put you down. I'm sorry, Shrek. But you can come on down. This is going on until 9 o'clock, so come on down with the donation as well. There's pizza, and of course, staying local as well. So we'll have no more. That'll do it for me here tonight. But let's head back in the studio where Connor and Elise will wrap up the rest of tonight's show.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. Take a look at your 7-day forecast one last time. 1 degree for us tomorrow and Saturday with mostly sunshine there. 2 degrees on Sunday and 3 degrees on Monday, both days with cloudy and a few chances of some sun breaks. 4 degrees on Tuesday, Wednesday, all clear skies there, and 6 degrees on Thursday, the warmest day that we've seen so far over the course of the 2 weeks that we've had nice weather, but it's still going to be nice and warm. Of course, that wind chill might make it a little bit colder, but nonetheless, it's still going to be.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. That Cat Brewery looks so fun.
I know.
I'm going to have to maybe go by after.
Yeah, it looks so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, leave with a cat.
No.
Who knows? Anything can happen.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great night.
Have a good night.